This is the world famous British fish and chip. This is Zoe, who is begging for my fish and chip. I'm going to make a classic fish and chip today. Fish and chip, it sounds like so easy to make it, but actually it's not. It's not that easy, and there is a trick and twist to get a good quality fish and chip. So I have learned and tried a few times already, and now I'm going to use 3 different methods to get a crispy, crunchy fish. So let's see what is the most effective method for crunchiness. The first one I'm going to use with beer, and second one is with sparkling water, and the third one is going to be a traditional one, which is natural water, mineral water. So let's see which one is the most effective one. This is a brief story about fish and chip. Not many people are dining for fish and chip at the restaurant because this is the classic English takeaway food. Many people think fish and chips are not quite healthy. Actually, it is quite nutritious meal compared to the other fast food because of fish and potato. Let's get started. This is the measurement for all batters. 1 cup of all-purpose flour and half cup of rice flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to make a pea batter first. So a batter is going to be not very thick and not very thin either. This is going to be my experiment to fry fish with 3 different types of batter at the same time. So this is the first one with pea batter. I'm going to keep it in the green bowl, and then now I'm making one after another. This is with sparkling water, and then this one is in the yellow bowl. This one will be the final one with mineral water. So let's keep this batter in the red bowl. Now it's time to keep them in the fridge, so the longer the rest is better. Okay, this is time to prepare for the chips. If you want to get a real British authentic taste of chips, you have to follow these 3 steps. You need to cook 3 times to get the authentic taste, to get fluffy and puffy and crunchy outside and puffy inside. So we need to do 3 steps. Make sure when you cut your potato, it has to be chunky, because British potato, British chip is supposed to be chunky, not the small one. Make sure you got things like that. So it's gonna be fluffy, chunky and crispy. Wash your potato about 2-3 times just to get rid of starch, and then boil it with cool water with 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of salt. It will take about 8 minutes to cook through. Depending on the thickness of your potato, if it is thicker than mine, it will take longer. Now it's time to make the tartar sauce. As far as I know, this sauce is originally invented by French, not by the British. If I get it wrong, please correct me. We need a lot of mayonnaise and lemon and lime, whatever you have. Even you can use black vinegar if you don't have a fresh limes. And then you can add gherkin and capers for the sourness and saltiness. We don't need quite a lot of them, as they do have very strong flavor of sourness and saltiness. This is parsley. Just add it on the sauce. I recommend you not to skip this part. This is dill. It has very beautiful smell originally from Mediterranean. This will take your sauce to another level. Beautiful. If you like, you can add chopped shallot in there, but I wouldn't because I'm not a big fan of raw onions. Make sure your potato is cooked but not get very soft. After you boil the potatoes, spread them out and make sure not overlapping, and then keep them in the fridge about an hour. After resting in the fridge about an hour, you can fry them and make sure your oil is hot enough. This is a second step. We don't need to cook very long. After 1 minute, we can see that there's a golden color at the edge. So take them out and put them back into the fridge for the final step. Before we fry the potato for final step, we're going to fry fish. This is beer batter, this is sparkling water batter, and this is mineral water batter. This is tilapia. You can use any fish, either cod or haddock. Any white fish can do. Make sure your fish is dry, otherwise it's not going to stick with batter. Just sprinkle the salt on both sides. As you share, dip your fish in the flour and shake off any excess. Give it a drink in the batter. This is how I measure the heat. I barely use thermometer because I know by the look. But if you want to make sure, use your chopstick and then put it into the water. Make sure it's dry them out with a damp cloth, and then put it into your oil. When you see the big bubble is coming out, it is ready to put your fish in. You just need to keep an eye. As soon as it turns yellow on the side, just turn another side. It just takes 3 minutes maximum to get it done. This is with beer batter. It looks so crunchy. This is second fish. We are going to fry with sparkling water. Dikawa sparkling water fish. Dikawa sparkling water fish. Dikawa beer fish. This is a finer fish with mineral water. I just want to make sure which one is which one. So I'm going to pin the fish with the stickers. Now all fish are ready. Let's do the final part for the chips. You might be wondering why we do need to spend so much time just to get the chip when we can get it from the shop easily. All I want to say is homemade is worth to try if you know the recipe. You need to see this. Someone is waiting patiently for homemade fish and chip. It doesn't take long with high heat, just 1 minute and then ready. Let's eat. So let's find out which one is the most crunchy one.
Wow.
တော်တော် crunchy ဖြစ်တယ်။ဒါဘီယာနဲ့လုပ်ထားတဲ့ကောင် I completely forgot to record this part in English. As soon as I see the food, and that's it. Da sparkling water ne. Wow. Da sparkling water ne. What I was saying was this sparkling fish is not as crunchy as the beer fish. This is the last one with mineral water. Some is not that crunchy as beer and sparkling one. So based on my experience, this one is the most crunchiest one with the beer butter. These two are very similar, not much different. I couldn't find any much different. So this is the best crunchiness, the most effective method, you know. Thank you for watching.